Oh, hello, hello. Hey y'all. First of all, I just realized that I forgot to change my name in this. So my real name is on there, Aisha. That's fine. That's fine. Um, hey y'all, let's go through and say hello to folks. Hello, hello. Yes, this I've been saying that I was gonna do this for what, over a year probably at this point. But in my defense, it has taken me a while, to gather all of the titles and to also read them. I don't like to talk about things that I haven't at least started reading. So we're finally here. We're finally here. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I am going to. I don't know how many people are in here yet, so I don't want to get right into it. Hola. So I don't want to get right into it yet. I want to let a few more people come in. Hey, doing? Ooh, okay. I'm starting to get nervous because I'm starting to get nervous. Anyway. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oku is Oku is life. I'm so happy to see more people reading it. It makes me so happy. Ugh, anyway. Hey, hey, hey. I'm so excited. Okay, so the reason I am a little bit nervous is because I do think that I'm going to have some opinions that may surprise people or may also upset is a strong word, but some of y'all are gonna have your feelings hurt. It's okay, it's fine. Um, just know that if I don't love your fave, I still love you. It has nothing to do with you. Okay, okay. So, hey, 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 hey! Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you, Danny. I was gonna text you because I haven't texted you in like a long time. So, clamp, 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 clamp. I mean, I don't even know where those likes came from. What the heck? Oh man. Okay. Okay. I agree with that. I feel like I will say that the majority of y'all who watch my videos, y'all are chill. Like I have opinions and y'all are like, okay, girl, y'all either agree or you don't. And if you don't agree, you're just like, okay, girl, sure, whatever. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. So we're a few minutes in. For anyone who is not familiar with my channel, hi, I am Aisha, aka Mama Loves Manga, and I am a Clamp stan, and I actually feel very confident in saying this, despite the fact that I don't love all of their works equally. I do consider myself a stan because I have read everything, well, almost everything that's been released in English. I have not finished Cardcaptor Sakura, to be honest. I am on the fourth omnibus. I don't know where I put it. I think I put it in the stack. So I am on the fourth omnibus, and I am still going to rank it despite not being finished with it because I'm pretty confident about how I feel. And I also have not read Clear Card, obviously, because it is the what's this? Stay at home. Well, yes, of course, y'all. Yeah, stay home. We're in a pandemic. If you can stay home, stay home. If you can't stay home, do what you can to be safe. I can't really. I'm on my computer, so I can't see the emojis. So actually, you could be cussing me out. I don't even know. So anyway. But I obviously have not read Clear Card because it is the follow-up to the original, but I'm still rating that too, okay? Because I already know how I'm gonna feel about it, okay? So we're almost 5 minutes in. Once we get to that 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, I should let y'all know what I'm doing. I'm ranking all the titles that I own by Clamp. And I am, see, if you see this space right here, this is where my Clamp stuff usually is. I took it all down because I'm going to put them back up in order from favorite to least favorite. So least favorite is going to go down here in this little dark hole where nobody can see it. Okay. Before I start, let me respond to any comments or questions. So, and that is total. A lot of people, when you were a lot of people have had that experience. I didn't. Whenever Cardcaptor Sakura was an anime, I don't know if I was just older or if I just didn't have access to it or something, but I didn't see it. I still haven't seen the anime, and this is my first time reading the manga. So yeah, a lot of people have had this experience where Cardcaptor Sakura was their introduction. My introduction was Holic. Dylan, I am. This is actually the second Story of Seasons game that I've played. I played, I think there's like a Story of 3 Towns or something like that on my 3DS. Never finished it. I liked it, but I just never finished it because it was during a time when I didn't have as much time to play games. So, but now I have more time and I am enjoying the new one. I love it. Yeah. Honestly, that's low key. That's what I have been thinking about turning this into, is just like me doing live videos talking about things, like just making it a virtual book club because anyway. Yeah, a lot of people, y'all are, how old are some of you? I think, are y'all younger than me? Oh, Cardcaptor Sakura, it's on Netflix right now. Okay, I might have to check it out. Hey, Chrisiv. Yes, you know. Oh gosh. Yes, Trio of Towns. I enjoyed that one. And actually I kind of want to go back and finish it. But anyway, okay. So, now we're far enough in. I think there's enough people here. I can go ahead and get started. So if y'all ask any questions or leave any comments while I'm doing this, I will come back and respond at the end of this. I don't have a set time that I want to be on here. I'm just going to be on here until I get all my opinions out. So, okay. So we are going to start the ranking from the bottom. Okay. We're going to talk about the one that I hate. Okay. And I do want to say that I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each one. I just kind of want to give y'all the gist of why I don't like it. And then possibly in the future, if y'all would want like more of an in-depth review, let me know. But otherwise, if y'all just like just hearing my general opinions or whatever, then we'll just keep it at this. So the bottom of my list is Ski. Oop, y'all, can y'all see that? Did I blind y'all? I apologize. Ski. This is the 3-volume series, and I hate it. I never thought that there would be a day where I would actually say that I hate a Clamp title. This is it. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting in front of a window, so the lighting is not great. I apologize. But anyway, I hate it. The biggest reason I do not like, I do have a review on this, on the channel. I did not like it. My biggest issue with this, is the relationship. It's a relationship between a young girl and when I say a young girl, I want to say she's like 14, maybe something like that. And the man in question, if I'm not mistaken, and I've only read this once, so I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure this man is like late 20s, early 30s. Okay. And she's like in love, like they're, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I despised it. Like it's it's one thing to write a story about a young girl who has a crush on someone older, but it's like unrequited or whatever. Like that I can deal with. But that's not how this is. And on top of that, the main character, not only is she very young, but it's reiterated like many times throughout this series that she acts younger than she even excuse me, than she even is. So like she's, let's say she's 16, which I think she's more like 14, but let's say she's 16, so she acts much younger than that. And how can you act younger than it? Just, oh, I do not like it. Now there are some elements that I kind of liked. The art, just in general, one thing that Clamp, I can say consistently, like across the board, I always love their art. I found this interesting because they sort of play with a different style than, you know, like if you're a Clamp reader, you know that they tend to draw very like long, lanky, almost like ethereal characters. And I like the style in this because it is more, it's just a little more grounded, I guess. And so it's very different from what I'm personally used to, or what I was previously used to with Clamp, but what I associate them with. So I do like the art. And honestly, I like the main girl. She's adorable as a child character. I just wish that she had been able to be a child. Clamp has a habit of writing very precocious child characters, and sometimes it can be done in a very funny way, very comedic way, and other times it comes off as like creepy to me. I'm just gonna say okay, listen, my allergies are so bad right now. So if you hear me clearing my throat, I'm so sorry. um but yeah, I just really did not like the relationship in this. I also thought there were certain plot points that were very contrived and ridiculous. I hated that the main girl is so young and yet she lives alone. That's something that I see in a lot of Clamp titles. They be having these young kids living alone. And I'm just like, this can't be an actual thing. Like, I don't know. It's all bad. Like this is the one Clamp title that I would absolutely not recommend to anyone picking this up. Like don't waste your money. It's out of print. It is a Tokyo Pop series, so it's out of print. I don't think it's worth picking this up. Am I going to get rid of it? No, I'm going to keep it but I will never read it again. Like it's just not, I don't enjoy it. So I feel like I've spent enough time on this. If y'all would want like a more in-depth review or whatever, or I just like hate read it, don't you know what, I'm not even going to give y'all the option because I don't even want to hate read this again to do a more like in-depth review. So we're not going to do that. Just know that I hate this and read it at your own risk. Let's move on. Okay, so this is going to the bottom. Let me go back really quick and check some of y'all's comments. I see, um, ooh, okay. First of all, yeah, when it comes to age gaps, I feel like I've been pretty open with my feelings on it. There are some cases where I don't mind it, but it's typically when they're adults. But with kids, no, don't like it. I don't know if y'all can see me. Yeah. So my computer died on me. Hopefully y'all can see me. Uh, that was annoying. And now all of my now my computer is restarting and like Steam is popping up. Like we don't need all of that. Discord. I want to remove all of these things off my computer. I need a new computer. Anyway, okay, I'm back. Good. Okay, good. It looks like y'all all see me and you can hear me. Awesome. You're probably gonna hear my computer like blowing like crazy because it's mad at me. So yeah. Anyway, the manga that I didn't like was called Ski, and thank you for letting them know. Okay, so I don't remember where I was. Right. Oh no, it's being listen. Okay. Listen, Ski is trying to listen. They're like, "Oh, you don't like you don't like this one? We're going to ruin your stream." So, okay. Anyway, so I don't remember what I was responding to, so I'll just come back to that later. Let's move on. Next on my list is Miyuki-chan in Wonderland. Oh, I was talking about age gaps with kids. I don't like them. I could probably go more into it, but I don't like them. So Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, it's a little short one shot, and I will say that I at first was pretty intrigued by this because I had heard that it had like Yuri elements. So I was like, ooh, Yuri. But I mean, like, it's just not that great. I will say that the women that are drawn in here are absolutely beautiful. I think my biggest issue with it is that the main girl, Miyuki, sorry y'all, I'm like, yeah. So Miyuki I think she's like 16, and they sexualize her a lot. Like she's very sexualized in this, and I'm just like, I know it's fiction. I know that it's fiction, so I don't shame other people for liking it. But I just don't. I don't like it. Okay. But I will say that the art is great. I've said this before. Clamp consistently has art that I love. The women that they draw, the actual grown women, gorgeous. Love to see it. You can tell that they really had fun drawing cute girls. And actually, I think in the end, somewhere, anyway, at some point they do have a little like ending comic. Yeah, they have an ending comic and they talk about this story. Excuse me. And wow, these allergies, I'm telling you. I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute myself. Hold on. Okay, because I hate when people clear their throats, like when I can hear it, so I muted myself. Anyway, they did talk about their idea behind this, and it really was to just be able to experiment with drawing cute, gorgeous women, and they are very good at. Listen, some of the most beautiful women are in Clamp stories, but overall, I didn't love it. I mean, it's kind of funny. Miyuki-chan ends up in a lot of like random situations where people are trying to fight her. Also low-key, like molest her. I'm so sorry, y'all. Now my internet, this is just It is so annoying. I'm so annoyed. I wonder if my son is playing on. I might have to kick him off the internet because this is awful. Is it frozen for y'all again? Oh no. It's still going for me. I think. Okay, we're back. Oh, this is so upsetting. Anyway, yeah, the allergies, y'all, my allergies have been so bad. Okay, good. We're good. I see. Okay. Good. So anyway, didn't I didn't despise this, but I also didn't love it. So it's one that I would say don't go out of your way to pick it up. It's another Tokyo Pop one too. And it's, it's out of print. I wouldn't say that you need to read it. So putting it back here. This next one, this is one that I was kind of nervous about admitting that I didn't love. So Gate 7. I did not finish these 4 volumes. I thought that this was one that I thought I was going to enjoy because it does have a supernatural kind of element. But I want to say I got into volume 2 that I think I got into volume 2 and I was like, this is too much, because basically it's Clamp playing around with like historical figures and reincarnating them into like a more modern time. But you have to they have to give so much backstory and explanation, like not even just for me as an American, but I guarantee you the target audience was also probably like, what what is going on? It's so confusing. I couldn't do it. Now again, the art is beautiful. Clamp always has beautiful art, always, period. Y'all can argue with me if you want. I know that it's a personal taste or whatever. I have friends that do not really love Clamp's art style at all, and that's totally fine. But for me, Clamp always has beautiful art. But their stories, sometimes I'm like, what are y'all doing? Who told you? Who told you to do this? And it does make me wonder, like, I have heard that they have kind of not always had like editors to really tell them what to do. I feel like they get a lot of free reign to just kind of put anything out there, or they have in the past. And some of the stuff I'm like, y'all really could have just kept that in your heads or kept it for yourself and, not put it, like, there is a reason why so many of or not so many, but several of their series have not been completed. That's the tea right there. There are a lot of there's a huge reason why a lot of their stories or their series have not been finished. No, absolutely. I don't know who this is supposed to be for. I don't like it. But again, the art is great. And I will say another thing that I will give them is that they tend to have characters that I enjoy. They do recycle a lot of archetypes. But they use archetypes that I really enjoy. Like the main guy in Gate 7 reminds me a lot of Watanuki. And anyone who reminds me of Watanuki is gonna get love from me. He's a little bit less like prickly than Watanuki, but still very similar. But yeah, just freaking stunning art. Also the main girl, which I'm so bad with names, I won't remember. Unless your name is Watanuki, Yuko Domeki, I don't remember your name. But the main girl is freaking adorable. I do really enjoy that. And I feel like honestly, this guy is hot. This guy right here. Where is he? Hold on. Here we go. This guy, he's fine as hell. He's of course evil. All their evil characters are fine. I say he's evil. He's not necessarily evil, but he's not like um the most good guy. Also, look, gorgeous. But this brings up another little issue that I have. They love to have characters that are non-human. So they're kind of like ageless, or they're really old, but then make them look like children. Like they have a thing with that. And I noticed that this is something that I would not have caught had I not read all of their works, or the majority of their works. They do have a thing for giving us characters that look a lot younger than they actually are. I'm not shaming. I'm just saying. Okay, just saying. It's definitely a thing. I've noticed it in a lot of okay, I'm not trying to ignore everyone, but this just popped up, and this is absolutely yes. I love yes. I definitely have a type. I have a type. Okay, and that is yes. Evil. I can see that, Dylan. I can listen, especially when they're drawn hot. So listen, that's different. We know I give a pass for the furry characters. You get a pass. So yeah, Gate 7, not my favorite. Let's move on. I don't know how long this is gonna be. Since it's crashed like twice, I'm gonna just, I'll give y'all more content. So next, y'all might really be surprised about this one, but next is Chobits. Chobits was actually the second Clamp title I'd ever picked up. And when I first started reading it, I mean, you see I have the Tokyo Pop ones, and you see how old this is because it's like faded. So I've had this for a long time. So here's the thing. When I first read Chobits, I absolutely loved it. Okay, hear me out. I loved Chobits so much when I first was reading it. But I reread it. It's been about a year ago. I want to say I reread it, and there were things that I wasn't uncomfortable with, I guess, back then the first time than I am now, if that makes sense. Now, to give context, when I first read Chobits, I was in my early 20s. So I was pretty young, close to this, not too far off from the same age as like the main guy. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like a lot older. And I don't know. I definitely felt differently about it back then than I do now. Now when I'm reading it, it does kind of creep me out that that he has to turn, like, that her on switch is where it is. Like that would be fine to me if this were an H manga with adult characters. You know what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying? But it's just strange that here we have this little robot. She's super cute. You know, Chi is adorable. I love her as a character. I think that her story and her growth is very interesting. I adore Chi. I just didn't love certain aspects of it. So by no means do I hate Chobits. It's just not like I like so many of their other series more. Again, the art is awesome. I really like Chi as a main character. There are other characters that I also really like. I love all the Persicons. I love okay, hold on. Yeah, she's supposed to have the body of a 16-year-old pretty much. And yeah, and and the thing is like I love the idea of an AI love story kind of thing. And I think that's what attracted me to it. I was like, what? He falls in love with an AI? Like I loved that. And I really also enjoyed I on my first read I liked the mystery, but then when I read it again, I feel like the mystery was contrived, and that is a thing that Clamp does a lot. They have a lot of like very contrived mystery plots that end up not being anything, that end up not being as big as they seem to be. I also do think that there were characters in here that didn't get as much shine as they could have. Like there were two I think they're Persicoms, and they're like a couple, but you don't really see them that much. And I think they were very interesting, and I would have liked to have seen more from them. So yeah, Chobits is pretty far down on the list, and I know that a lot of people are surprised. But yeah, it is just because like upon rereading it, I saw a lot of things that I personally didn't like. Now, does that mean that I think that other people shouldn't like it? Absolutely not. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of fan service. Huge fan of fan service, but in this context, I just thought it was kind of weird, especially because she is a Persicom or an AI who not only has a certain body type, but a certain, I mean, she's an AI who's having to learn about the world in a way that a child would have to learn about the world. Does that make sense? So it made me uncomfortable. So yeah, it was just like, And I do agree. The side characters were very interesting in Chobits. I have not actually read Absolute Boyfriend. I did watch a couple of the episodes of the drama way back in the day, and but I don't remember that much about it except for he's a AI. And I think I did try to read one volume of the manga, but I didn't realize how young it was because it's set in high school. And again, that's fine because it's meant for high schoolers. So I would, if I were in high school, I'd probably read it. But yeah, I never read that one. Oh, thank you so much for letting Lythis know where I was. Yeah, you didn't miss very much. Okay. I mean, I think they will because they like money. Like it would be honestly, it would be silly of them not to. Like these publishers, I mean, they're businesses and they got to make money, and I do think that they know that that they can make money from it, because there are people like me who will buy updated versions of even the ones, except for Ski, I won't buy an updated version of that, but all the other ones, TBH, even Chobits. I think someone asked me if I was gonna buy the collector's edition. It depends on how good it looks. If it's gorgeous, absolutely, just because I'm trash. Yeah. What did I? Oh, Kodosha. Exactly. That's what they're trying to get. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, the mini Persicoms are very cute. Which I'm not going to talk anymore about the mini Persicoms because that brings me to another series that is actually a little bit further up. So I'm in it. Okay, so let's move on. Just so y'all know, I put on pants for this because I knew that I was going to be putting up books and I didn't want to accidentally show y'all too much. So next on my list is Rig Veda. I have a review on my channel for this one as well. And I wanted to like this. I really I'm wearing pants. They're not, the funny thing is that they're not even my pants, they're my husband's pants, because I couldn't find any pants because I don't wear them. Okay, so Kobato and Angelic Lair were from your childhood. I mean, I feel like that makes a huge difference. Um, that's exactly why my internet is broken. See, I jinxed it wearing freaking pants, but I had to for y'all. So anyway, and so I don't get my channel taken down. So anyway, Rig Veda, I I wanted to like this one. Again, it's beautiful. There are very interesting characters, but my biggest issue with this series is again they're very contrived plots. The thing that I disliked the most was that the antagonist, the antagonist was horrible, did horrible, atrocious things, and we never really got a good explanation. Like we were never shown an explanation. It was always just like he's just a bad guy. We didn't really know anything, and then all of a sudden toward the end it's like, hey, um this is actually the reason why I did this is because I made a promise to someone. And it's so contrived. They do this thing where they withhold information conveniently, I guess. And then at the end, they dump all of this on you. And like the antagonist will have this whole like, is it a monologue or whatever, like just this whole spiel about like the truth and like this is actually what happened. Like if y'all, any of y'all who used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, you know how like they would be like, one of them would be losing and they play a card and they sit there and they explain why their card is actually going to win. Like that's how Rig Veda is. They literally like you go through the whole thing not really understanding why, like the antagonist's motivations, except for he's just a douchebag, an evil douchebag. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually he's not an evil douchebag. He just made a promise to someone that he loved. Hated it. Hated that. But I really loved a lot of the characters. I think that some of my like one of my favorite queer bait couples. One of my favorite queer bait couples is in this series. And of course I can't remember their names, but it's two women and I love to see it. You know, Clamp is definitely known for their queer baiting, and I liked it in this. But yeah, for the most part, I have been asked by people if I recommend that they go out and get this. I'm gonna say honestly, like I'm never gonna tell people to not buy manga or to not read it. Read what you want, buy what you want. If you're curious enough about it and you've got the coins, by all means try it out. But is this something that I feel like you have to have in your Clamp collection? No. This okay, so sorry if I'm skipping other people, but Rig Veda is complete. Rig Veda is complete. I hate the end. I hate it. Yeah, and the villain explanation scene, I hate it. I hate to see it. It was so annoying. But yeah, this is complete. So if completion is what's stopping you, then go ahead. I mean, it's fine. But like it's I feel like this story is so dense and again very convoluted. There are a lot of ideas packed into this and a lot of things that really don't go anywhere. There are a lot of like storylines and character situations that don't get resolved thoroughly or not at all. I don't know. It's not the most well-written story. I definitely did enjoy this more than the ones before it, but it's not amazing. I will say that I enjoyed reading it while I was in it. And I liked enough of the characters to keep reading to find out what happened to them. But by the end, I was just like, that was stupid. But yeah, if you can find it really cheap, then absolutely. So I just talked about Chobits. If you just to cliff notes, it is towards the end of my list, and I basically because of the iffy fan service. Despite me being a fan of fan service, there are things that I didn't like, but I definitely go back, just a couple minutes, I think a few minutes, and I did talk about Chobits. Or if you want to just keep watching the rest of this and then go back later, that's fine too. But yeah, it's not my favorite. But if you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it and try it out. Or if you're not really ready to part with your money, maybe see if you can find it at a library, or if you can find it secondhand or something like that before you dive in. But anyway, so okay, next is Angelic Lair. Ooh, okay. I recently did I was a guest on Shoujo and Tell for one of their shonen exceptions, and that was Angelic Lair. And it was I had a great conversation with Ashley and Asher. And I had just finished reading it, I think, before we recorded that episode. And, I don't think that Angelic Lair is bad, but I also don't think that it's that good. It's pretty standard shonen battle manga, but with Clamp's art. Again, I love the art. I love the little doll, like why is my nose itchy? Oh, sorry. Oh no, honey, you are not too late because I still have a while to go. I mean, you did miss some things, but not too much. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly what all I said, but I don't think I was like I mean, I was pretty honest. Like, it's not my favorite. There are things that I did like about it. It has, I do, one thing I do really like about Clamp is, they're, whenever they do humorous things, when they do humor, they do the kind of humor that I really enjoy, which is like slapsticky, over the top, ridiculous. And I love to see their humor in this story. I think what kind of annoyed me was that, so this is supposed to be like a prequel to Chobits. I mean, the only way that I could see that as a sequel is because of the little Persicom, angels, the little AI things. But I was like, how is this I don't know. It was fine. I did not hate it. I think that there are some, like, okay, not to get into the whole like demographics conversation, because y'all already know that in general, I don't think that demographics matter all that much. Like, you can find enjoyment in anything regardless of who it's targeted to. But I can admit when I am definitely not the target audience. Like, I can recognize that. And for Angelic Lair, I am not the target audience. At least at the time when I was, I just wasn't the target audience. I definitely think that this would have been something I would have enjoyed a lot more when I was a teenager, a preteen teenager. It's just not something that I love now at this stage in my life, but I can appreciate it. Like, I've read it and I enjoyed it for the most part, didn't hate it, but the things that I didn't like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is annoying me. I really did not like what's her name, Misaki, her mom. That whole thing with her mom, it didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me. I was like, this is so contrived. I hate it. Oh. Oh. Okay, so the anime is better than I can see that because you get to see the characters in action. I would be willing to watch the anime for this because I think the fight scenes are really cool. I think the concept of dolls fighting, I say dolls, but these little AI things fighting, I love that idea. I think it's really cool. The story, not for me. The way it's written, I guess I should say. So, moving on. Oh. So I'm not going to grab all of these because it's a lot, but Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicle. Here's the thing. There are things that I like about this. I really like Kurogane and Faye, however you say his name, Faye. I like those two. I ship those two, okay? I like the idea of bouncing around through different worlds. Thought that was cool. And I liked that I got more information about things that happened in Holic, because Holic and Tsubasa are they cross over into each other. But yeah, I would not read this again. I will absolutely not read this again. First of all, it took a long time. Like there's 10. Yeah, there's 10 omnibuses. This took me forever to read. Because again, Clamp really likes, like, when Clamp has the chance to write a long story, they're almost always, and I keep saying the word convoluted. If you're over the age of 21, drink every time I say convoluted, but this plot, so convoluted. You get the whole like antagonist reason for doing the things that they do at toward the end. Like, you read the whole thing, you're like, why is this happening? Why are you a bad guy? Like, why are you trying to hurt these people? What are you doing? And then at the end, it's like, oh, and then you find out also that what's his face, the main antagonist, he's like somehow like omniscient or whatever. I'm just like, what? How do you sir, you did not know that all. It's just annoying. Like, Clamp likes to give some of these characters like godlike powers, and so they know everything, but you don't know that they know everything until like a certain point when they're like, actually, I knew you were going to do that. Bitch, no, you didn't know that they were going to do that. It's annoying. Okay. Also, Clamp really likes to put their characters through the most ridiculous things. Now, I will say, Kurogane, I stand for him, but the fact that he just cut, like, the thing, they put him through a lot. Okay, they put that man through way more than he deserved to be put through. I love him. Same with Phi. As far like, I know that they wrote Tsubasa in a way to like play around with existing characters in their other worlds, and to give them like, it's like fan fiction. Tsubasa is basically their own fan fiction, and it was kind of fun to see like characters from other series in these alternate universes. but I just didn't care enough. And like I don't know, it felt very contrived, very, they made Tsubasa for themselves. That's they were their own target audience. They just wanted to play around with characters, and that's fine. But again, you're putting this out for people to buy and put like money into, and time into reading it. Y'all know how long it took me to read that series to just feel like about it. Again, it's not their worst work. The thing that saved it for me was getting to know what happened to Yuko and Holic. And then to learn more about Watanuki, because y'all know that's my boo. Okay. So there were things that I did get out of it as far as like things about Holic, but for the most part, I was just like, I don't care about this. but I do ship Kurogane and Faye, however you say his name. That makes a lot of sense. It is so obvious that they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they know what they're doing, but they don't know what they're doing. they just go off the cuff. And that's cool if you're doing just something for yourself that you're not expecting people to pay for. I mean, I know that sounds harsh, but so I'm going in order from basically hate it to favorite. I started at the bottom. Now we're here. So I started at the bottom. I guess just to recap. So I have so far talked about Ski, which this camera, okay, there we go. I've talked about Ski, which I hated. Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, Gate 7, Chobits, Rigveda, Angelic Lair. Sorry, the lighting. And then I just talked about Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. I can absolutely post a list on Twitter. I'll do that for sure. Yeah, also Animal Crossing. But yeah, Tsubasa took forever. Also, Cardcaptor Sakura as well, which we'll get to that. So I don't even want to put this up because this is gonna take forever. So we're just gonna, and this is why I'm wearing pants. Hold on. So speaking of Tsubasa, I also have World Chronicle Nidae Kanai. This is just above the first Tsubasa. I didn't dislike this as much as I disliked the original one. And I think it's, for one, it's shorter. And two, what was it that I liked about this one? I think they were older. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I liked this one because I actually liked what's his name? Shaoran or whatever. I liked Shaoran in this one. I thought he was interesting. It does cross over with Gate 7 a little bit. And then I get to see Watanuki. That's why, because Watanuki is also in here. And look at my boy. Look at him. Watanuki. I love him. So yeah, I did like this. Definitely. I did like this. So moving on. Next I have Cardcaptor Sakura. I liked, again, I mentioned at the top of this video this live, that I have not finished Cardcaptor Sakura. But I'm currently on the fourth omnibus. I do have two versions. I have the collector's edition, which I'm still going to continue collecting because it's Clamp and I love the art. And I have the omnibuses. My friend Bizarre Individual had got them for me I think for Christmas last year. And here's the thing. I feel like CCS is another one that if I had read it a long time ago, I would have loved it more than I do. It's not bad, and there are characters that I really love. I really love Toya and Yukito. I love them. I shipped them. I think they're great. I think that Tomoyo is really cute. I do think that her love of Sakura is they're cousins, so that's weird. But if they weren't cousins, I would be here for it because they're just she's adorable. I love her little costumes that she makes for Sakura. There are things that I do really enjoy about Cardcaptor Sakura, but it's just not. I like some of their other series more. But it's a fun series. It's hard for me to say that, like, I'm at a point now in this list where I can't say that I hate it because I'm getting higher up, and these are like series that I enjoy and would actually entertain the idea of rereading. So, you see, a lot of people really love CCS, and I can understand why, especially if it's like the first or second Clamp title that you've read, because nostalgia and having that connection really does make a difference. It really does. So I can see why people love it. It's just, I'm no longer the target audience, but I can still enjoy it when I do feel like reading it. And also, like I said, Toya and Yukito, I really like them a lot. So, I don't feel like getting it. I have Clear Card right next to the original Cardcaptor Sakura. I have not read it, so I really shouldn't say too much about it because I have not read it yet, obviously, because I haven't finished Cardcaptor Sakura. But I think that right now I'm going to put them together, Oh, let's see. I have not talked about X yet. I'm going in order of my least favorite to favorite. So I'll get to X soon. Interesting. I will say that I actually do like Cardcaptor Sakura more than Sailor Moon. I will say that. Yeah. So, let's move on. Speaking of X, it's next on this list. So, I have an interesting relationship with X. I know that a lot of people really, really, really love X. And when I first started reading it, because I think when did I buy this? Maybe in 2018, 2019. Like I've had it for a little bit. It took me a while to read. And I'm going to say that again, my issue with a lot of their more like, I don't want to say high fantasy, but like with a lot of the, like, yeah, we'll just call it high fantasy, although it's technically not high fantasy, but they're more fantastical, like sci-fi-ish kind of stories. They tend to not really they give me the vibe that they don't have like a plan, like they're just going into it and they're just writing off the cuff. Because to me, it felt like they were doing too much and not in the way that I like to. Like, I love like melodrama, but this was just like, why? Like, why? This is a lot. Now, that being said, I did enjoy it. Okay. I definitely found, I think for me, a big reason why I enjoyed it is because of the crossover of with some other characters from another series that I am going to mention, of course, that I like more than this one. So I liked seeing those characters and getting to see um, a little bit more about what happens with them. And I do think that the cast of characters is interesting in general, but there's just something about the way they choose to write their stories, or rather, not write their stories. High concept. Yes. Thank you for that. Because I could not think of, yes, high concept. And the concept, it's so high, it goes over their heads and they don't know what to do with it. And so it gets all wonky and just like over, like to the point where you can't really follow it. And it's like they jump the shark. And it's like, what is going on? And I really feel like that is why their titles get canceled soon, because it starts out fine, but then like something happens and it's just like, do y'all not know what y'all wanted to do with this? And that's how I feel about X. Like, I feel like when I first started reading X, I was like, yes, I'm into this. Ooh, this is messy. Ooh, people getting their heads chopped off and just, ooh, yes, give it to me. Give me the tragedy. But the more I started reading it, the more I was like, now y'all are just making this way too complicated. Like, and I'm not I don't consider myself to be an academic, but I'm not stupid, you know? Yes, they should outline instead of just writing on a whim. Like, it's just, and I'm saying all of this with love because I really do. I love, like, I think they have amazing ideas. They come up with a lot of the general ideas of their stories are things that I personally haven't really seen in other series. Now, granted, I haven't read every series that's ever been made, but you know, I spent a good portion of my life reading traditional novels as well, because manga is not the only, you know, my only source of reading. I'm also 34 and have lived long enough to where I've read so many different things. And I used to be a huge fan of like, you know, just fantasy, sci-fi. So I have things to compare it to. And I feel like there's just something that they have great ideas, but they're not being executed to their full potential. Their art though, like look at his evil ass. Remember I said earlier that their evil guys are almost always fine. I despise him. But just gorgeous art. But yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I feel like I'm missing so much. Oh, hey, Chris. Okay, so personally, a lot of the more complicated series of theirs are a lot more clear after a reread. Okay, I could see that. But also, Chris, I feel like you, and I could be wrong, but I've noticed from watching your videos and hearing you talk, I think, like you said, you like you like complication. And I think your brain processes it differently from me. Like, my brain is just like, mm-mm. So I think that you are correct. If I went through and reread this, especially X, I think I might have different feelings. I recently had to reread the first volume of Twittering Birds Never Fly because of that same issue that I have where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So, so yeah. Because of that that makes a lot of sense. Wait, Dylan, are you in here dragging me? Listen, I'm done because There's too many. Oh man. But that's an interesting point. I'm glad to know that, because I do think a lot of people really love X. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna reread it one day, but for now, it's gonna stay where it is on my list, which is really not that far down. Okay, well now I'm looking. It's maybe it's kind of far down. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, no, but that's what we love about you, though. I love it. So, okay, those are my feelings about X. I honestly, I do not hate it. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So next is Clamp. What is it? Clamp School Defenders Ducleon or Ducleon? I think is how you say it. I really liked this one. I will say that one thing I've noticed as I've read all of these works, I tend to prefer Clamp's humorous series, and they're more like, I don't want to say slice of life-ish, but kind of. I think they do the kind of humor that I really enjoy. Like I said earlier in this live, like kind of more slapstick, ridiculous, just like, they're not taking themselves too seriously, and I love that. Ducleon is hilarious. It follows these two guys who are essentially superheroes and kind of like Power Rangers ish. But it's hilarious because they're supposed to be secretly, they're supposed to be secret superheroes, but like they don't do a very good job of hiding it. Yet somehow people are always like, hey, wait a minute, those guys look familiar. And it's just so ridiculous and hilarious. And so I don't know, just very tongue-in-cheek, and I love it. The dog is a hilarious character. I just really like the villain is funny. I really like this a lot. I also like that it's short, so they don't have time to get all convoluted. But yeah, I do really enjoy their humor. I'm seeing that I'm missing y'all are typing. I have to get okay. We're just gonna keep moving. I promise I will get to these because I'm overwhelmed. But yeah, I love Ducleon. Followed up by Clamp School Detectives, another one. It's funny and goofy. It's about these three cutie pies. They're I think they're in elementary school, and they are detectives in their little elementary school. Which, by the way, these are all crossover, so it's all set in like the same school but just different grade levels. So funny, so cute, very, just doesn't take itself too seriously. I don't know. I like that. I like that. When Clamp does stuff like this, I really stand. Love to see it. Also, they are just the most adorable little children. And this is earlier I said that Clamp they really like to, what the heck happened? What is that? Do y'all see that? What is that? Am I crazy? Do y'all? Okay, do y'all see that? Is that a brick wall? That's weird. Anyway, I don't know what that's about. But I really do like these characters, and Clamp like to make very precocious kids, but in this case, it's done in a way that's it's fun and cute and appropriate. Okay, so I'm not crazy. maybe I do have the green screen on and I just didn't know. Okay, it might be on and I just don't know how to. I'll deal with it later. I must have been playing with it and didn't realize. Because I was like, what? I was like, what is going on? I'm glad I'm not crazy. I was tripping out. Anyway, so clam school detectives. I like. Okay, so I had seen some in the comments. I had seen people wondering where Wish was going to be for me. Here it is. See, it's doing it. Oh my gosh. What is going Y'all, I've just been, this is a struggle. This is a struggle stream. I'm surprised that y'all are still here. Anyway, Wish with it's so weird. It's tripping me out. So Wish is here. It is so it's so thick. Also, all those like you can see the brick wall. I'm so upset. But anyway, Wish. I really enjoy Wish. Oh, his shirt is I see. Okay, that makes my brain just exploded. Wow. Wow. That is that is so. Is it doing it to this? No, I guess this isn't green enough. That is so. Anyway, see, I am so like, listen, don't play. Listen, I don't play with goat. Listen, y'all are gonna make me move out of my house. I can't deal. Whew. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Oh my gosh. Wish. I really enjoy Wish. Now, I do want to reread this. I've only read it one time, but my feelings after reading it were very good feelings. I did enjoy it. Y'all are freaking me out. That could have been what happened to the ski cover. Because I don't know. That's so so now y'all are talking about brick ghosts. I'm mad. Y'all are all grounded. All y'all are grounded. Anyway, I really do enjoy Wish. I would have to go back and reread it to see if I could find, anything just really to complain about. But as of right now, I don't have anything to complain about. Okay. I do think that I remember giving what's his name? Shuichiro. I think I did give him kind of a side eye. Oh no. See, no, we don't need that because she bringing stuff in on herself. She's got it. No. Yes, y'all are a mess. Talk about ghosts and stuff. I'm over here. So I did give Shuichiro a side eye for his kind of his like mommy issues or whatever, like his issue with like his little weird relationship with the lady that I think it's been a little bit since I've read it, but there was I don't think she was a human. Okay. That was kind of but for the most part, I really enjoyed this. Dylan! I hate you. Go to the corner. Anyway, Wish. I don't have a whole lot to complain about except for the weird relationship with Shuichiro and the dead fairy lady. Like, oh my gosh, you better not listen. Be careful with that. You don't want to mess around and burn down your kid. You know what? Knock on wood. Let me not put that on you. Let me not. Knock it on wood because Dylan, listen, Bizarre. Dylan always is, and okay, moving on. So next on the list is the one I love. So I keep on, this lighting is so bad. But yeah, the one I love is, this is a cute little anthology. This copy actually, Bazaar bought this for me. I had another copy that was a lot more beat up looking. So I appreciate you, Bazaar, for this. So cute. I would show y'all, but this, because it's white, it's, there we go. There we go. So one thing I really like about this is that it is an anthology of like different love stories, but I like the art. The art in this is very similar to the art in Ski. And it's very cute. I can't stand you. But yeah, no, I really like this. I think that the stories in here are cute. There's one story that I did give the side eye because it's an age gap, and y'all know I'm about age gaps. There are some exceptions, but but yeah, I really like this, and I also really liked that they wrote explanations about each. They give us more insight into each little short story. And so I really do like this a lot. Yeah, it's really cute and worth the read. And it's easy to reread because it's short. And like I said, I do think that the art it's cute because it's very similar to the art style in Ski, so it's a little bit softer. Yeah, it's a little softer, and yeah, and they actually explain things, and it's really nice. I like that a lot. And the stories are very much more like contemporary, slice of life romance, which y'all know I'm trash for. So next up on my list is legal drug and drop. And here we go. Here's that brick again. Legal drug and drop. I put these two together because they're really supposed to be together. I freaking love this, but it's further down because it is not completed. So this is actually a tie. It ties in with Wish. But by the time we get to that point where it does mesh with Wish, it ends. It ends. I like this a lot because it gives me Holic vibes, because it has that supernatural, kind of situation of the week, where the two main characters have to go and solve a different thing in each chapter or so. This is one that I really am sad that is not complete. And if someone knows why this one didn't get completed, please let me know, because this one I do enjoy. It really does give me, like I said, Clamp vibes. It gives me Domeki Watanuki vibes, and this was, it's talked about as a BL. So I was really hoping. I was like, y'all gonna give me some BL? Y'all gonna give me some love? It doesn't really happen because it gets canceled. Yeah. Oh, also Watanuki does make an appearance. Listen, basically, I'm sure y'all can tell at this point, the more I get to see Watanuki, the more likely I am to like a series. And Watanuki makes an appearance in here. And listen, honestly, so, okay. I guess that makes sense, but they could have, listen, some of their crossover series, I'm just like, y'all could have just kept that and given me something else. But yeah, I would love to see this come back. I want this to come back, and I want Watanuki in there, and I want to see a threesome with these two and Watanuki, a foursome actually, because Watanuki, Domeki, and these two, y'all. So moving on, Kobato. This is really cute. I don't have a whole lot of negative things to say about this. Actually, do I have anything negative to say about this one? I don't. I really like Kobato. Yeah, the art style's cute. It does kind of cross over with Wish. Yeah, it crosses over with Wish a little bit. And it's very cute. I don't know. Like, I like this. I like Kobato. I don't think I have anything negative to say. I enjoyed reading it. I think, did I cry? I might have cried. Listen. Yes, Kobato is so cute. It is so cute. Also, okay, this is, yeah, you have to be careful. Yeah, you do have to be careful. I would say read Wish before you read the second part of Drug and Drop, I guess. Yeah, I can see that. She's basically Sakura without like the magic powers or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I got where did I get Kobo? I think I bought some of my volumes on Better World Books, and some of them I went to the Amazon Marketplace. But I'm pretty sure I cried. Yeah. Yep. I really went in. I was like, this is gonna be so cute. And it's sweet though. I really do like this. It's not my favorite, obviously, but it is pretty high up there. I really do enjoy it. I talked about X. I mean, it looks like your name, Sumiragi. So clearly you're an X fan. But yeah, X is, it's fine. But yeah, Kobato is very, very, very cute. I do really like it. If you can get your hands on it, I say get it. Dylan. Dylan, go to the corner. Go to timeout. Don't argue with me. Okay? Okay. So I have not seen the anime. I guess I don't tend to watch as much anime as I read manga. I know. I should read, or I should watch it. I'll eventually watch it. Okay. So next up is Clover. It's that green screen. How is it? I actually, oh wait, hold on. I actually hate ASMR. But I mean, if y'all are into it, I would be willing to do some. He's supposed to be in the yaoi corner already, but he's freaking disrespectful. Just running around. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a good weekend. Yeah, it'll be up on the channel. You can watch it at your leisure. So next up is Clover. When I first read Clover, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it because I was confused. I didn't understand what was going on. But I recently reread it. I had seen, who was it? Maybe Laura from Manga Hoarder was talking about it on Twitter or something, or maybe she mentioned it in a video. But I think she mentioned something about the way that it was told. It was kind of told almost backwards in a way, like the timeline. And so reading it from that point of view, I was like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. It is incomplete, so that's unfortunate. But after my second read through, I really enjoyed it. Again, the art in here it's a little different than their more popular or more well-known, I guess, works. I will say that this copy that I have, this is the one I'm still so upset about it. This is the one that where the spine just like cracked in the middle, just randomly. And I was just like, what is this? And I've not repurchased it or glued it or anything because I keep forgetting. But yeah, it does have a very like, oh, you're fine. I'm still here, and it'll be up on the channel later, so you can watch it back at your leisure whenever you get a chance. So no worries. Um, but yeah, it has a very steampunky style. This is one like as I'm reading it, it feels very musical. Like I can almost hear like an old style of music playing in the background. So it does have that steampunk feel. I do plan to get the new copy because this makes me angry. I'm so angry that it did that because it listen, it hurt my soul when it happened. I was like, how? Because I'm pretty gentle with my books, and that just hurt. So I'm definitely gonna get the new copy. So I'm not quite sure. Like I from what I understand, it is unfinished, but I'm not really sure the reason behind it because I hadn't really looked into it. I mean, when we start having guests, you will definitely be invited. Okay. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if they intended to continue or not. But it is one that I would like to see more from this. And also that could be because maybe they just didn't get a chance to get to the point where they get all convoluted. But this was a very interesting concept. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that when it does. The more I look at this, the angrier I get. So I'm going to put it down now. But yeah, Clover is actually beautiful. And the way the paneling is, it's so interesting. I love how, oh my gosh, it's making me mad. I love that how they use like the white space, and I just, it's very interesting. I really do like it. It's this edition though, angry. Okay, so next, I have Shirajime Syo. Sorry, this has a dust jacket, but the dust jacket was dirty and I didn't want it on here anymore. So this is another anthology. I really like this. It's a collection of short stories mostly centered around this snow princess, not fairy tales, but like folk tale kind of things. But there's also other folk talesy stories in here that are beautifully drawn, beautifully drawn, beautifully told. I'm telling y'all, in my opinion, they do a really good job with short stories and short series. And maybe that's just because it's my preference. But like, look at this. Look at that. You probably can't really see it very well. Side note, I am going to be changing my setup a little bit. So whenever I do lives, the quality will be a little bit better. My husband said that there's a way to turn my actual camera into a live stream thing, so I don't have to use this stupid webcam. But anyway, this is an absolutely beautiful collection of short stories. The art, honestly, art-wise, this might be, there's just something about it. There's something about it that, as much as I love their like lanky characters, the proportions in this are so much better, so much more realistic, just beautiful. And the stories are very thought-provoking and heartbreaking. Oh, hi. I would say hello in Portuguese, but I don't know how. But hi, that's so cool that you're watching from Brazil. Yeah, if you can get your hands on this, definitely get it. I think I bought it. I think I found it on the Amazon marketplace, I think. But yeah, I do really, really like this a lot. That could be true, because it's like, because I have to think about it. Speaking of shorter stories, I also really like The Legend of, I don't know if it's Chun Hyang, or it's probably Chun Hyang, because this is like their retelling of a Korean folk tale, if I'm not mistaken. And I really enjoyed this. The main character, she's very spunky and complex. I like her a lot. Of course, there is their signature, like, kind of age gappy potential romance or whatever, annoying, but they're not the main part. Like, the main focus is on Chun Hyung and her, I guess, quest to like save her mom. I mean, there's some tragic stuff does happen, but I really do like this a lot. I would love to see more from this. That is so cool. I am impressed, because I absolutely cannot. I cannot read in Japanese. Oh wait, this one is short, but it took you to, oh, are you talking about this or Shirajime Syo? Either one, but yes, Shirajime Syo is so freaking beautiful. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's great. I am very sad that we don't get more. I would have loved more, but yeah, this is really good. I do recommend it if you can get your hands on this one. I mean, yeah, that's fair, because you're, okay, so the other one, the first one, yeah, that one, it is beautiful. Okay, so now we're up to MKR, Magic Knight Rayearth. So I actually have, and I'm going to put, and for me, both 1 and 2 go together. So I like them both, or I love them both equally. I do have 2, like I have the collector's edition, which I freaking love. I do not regret purchasing this. I think it's beautiful. The art book is over back there on my other shelf. Totally worth it to me to get this. But I did keep my older editions. This part 2, whenever it comes out in the collector's edition, I'm snatching it up. This, for me, is my favorite magical girl story, other than Adorned by Chi. You know, if those of y'all who, if you don't know what Adorned by Chi is, y'all don't follow me. If you don't know what Adorned by Chi is, you don't follow me. But no, I love Magic Knight Rayearth. I love it more than Cardcaptor Sakura. I love it more than, I think it's better than Sailor Moon. I know that's like controversial, but I love this. I think for part 1, one thing I love is, well, just overall in general, for MKR, I love the fact that the focus is mostly on female friendships. The friendship between the 3 girls, and I'm so bad with names. So Umi, Hikaru, and Fu. Like, it focuses mostly on their friendship and their journey of, you know, their journey in this other world, and learning how to navigate using magic, and being put in this position of having to save a world they don't know anything about. And what I love about part 2 is that at the, after all that happens in the first part, when they have that battle and they wait, I don't want to ruin anything. Anyways, they have their battle and things happen in that battle and they are questioning things because, yeah, they win, but at what cost, right? In part 2, it actually, I feel that it explores in a way their PTSD. Like, imagine being a freaking kid, you're a teenager, you're whisked to this random world that you don't know anything about. You have these powers thrust on you. You're giving this responsibility that you didn't ask for. You get into this battle, you risk your life, and you basically take someone else's life, and then you find out that maybe everything isn't what you were told, and so now you're having to deal with that. You get sent home and you're having to like deal with that, and then you end up getting whisked back into this world, and it's so good. Okay, I love Magic Knight Rayearth so much. I love that it doesn't focus too much on romance. You do in part 2, you do get a little bit of romance, but it's not gratuitous, and it's done. I don't know. I love it. So, oh wait, what did I miss? Did I miss something? I missed something. I missed something. But yeah, and yes, Bizarre. I feel like this is 100% better than Revolutionary Girl Utena, like hands down. I was disappointed with with Utena, but yeah, I freaking love Magic Knight Rayearth. It's so good. Again, it's not my favorite clamp, but it is high up there. I love it. Love it. So just above Magic Knight Rayearth is Tokyo Babylon. Remember when I mentioned that the thing I liked the most about X is the crossover of certain characters? Yes. Well, okay, when you say pre-cure, do you mean pre-tier? But yes, more than I personally, for my taste, I do like it more than Madoka. And I really enjoyed Madoka. And then if you mean pre-tier, because I don't know what pre-cure is, but if you mean pre-tier, I also enjoy that one. I do own it and I like it, but Magic Knight Rayearth, for me, much better. The best. What the heck? What did I miss? Okay, see, I missed something. Y'all talk about something that I missed. So Tokyo Babylon. Now I will say that I picked this up while I was in Oklahoma City, and I was at my favorite local. Oh, okay. I haven't read that one then. I was so confused. I was like, what? Okay. I haven't read that one. So I can't judge that one. Yeah. Well, okay. So MKR is sad, but it doesn't dwell on the sadness. Tokyo Babylon, on the other hand, is heartbreaking. But it's so good. Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck did I miss? Okay. So Glitter Force, I'll check it out. I'll check that out. But as for the magical girl anime manga that I have actually watched or read, MKR is my favorite. But that's subject to change if I see something else. But for right now, y'all ain't gonna get me to change my mind until I see something else. But yeah, back to Tokyo Babylon. This is not green. So why does it work on yellow too? What the heck? Anyway, I picked this up at my favorite local comic shop in Oklahoma City, and I saw, like, obviously I was going to pick it up because it's Clamp, but also it claims to be like one of the first, yeah, it's on the back, it claims to be one of the first BL manga to be published in the West. So of course I was like, BL, it's not it's not, I mean, sure, if you could call it BL, I guess. I don't consider this to be BL because uh I mean, if we're being honest, those of y'all who have read this, Subaru is very much like, I don't think that he has much of an actual like sexual interest in um anyone. So I don't, and I definitely don't even like, I don't ship him with what is Seishido. I think Seishido is scum. I hate him. Um I if you've read Tokyo Babylon, you know why I hate Seishiro, because the person that he freaking murders is one of my favorite characters. I don't want to say who, but if you've read it, you know. I do not consider this to be BL because I don't, there's they don't have a relationship. Like Seishiro and Subaru don't have like a romantic relationship, sexual or otherwise. I know that Subaru's sister kind of like tries to make that a thing, but it's not. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes sense, and it's annoying, and I'm like upset. I don't know how I ended up turning. I don't know how I did that, but yeah. Seishido is the worst. Yes, that's why I'm talking. That's why I'm talking about it, because I have all of them. Definitely go back to the beginning, because that's the whole point of this, was for me to talk about all of them and rank them. So yes. Oh wait, no, I misread your comment. Ignore me. Do you have to read all? Okay, so it depends. It depends on what you want to read. If you want to read if you want to read X, for example, it wouldn't be bad to read Tokyo Babylon. But you can read Tokyo Babylon on its own. You don't have to read anything else in order to read Tokyo Babylon and get anything out of it. Tokyo Babylon is great. It can stand alone. X, you can read X on its own, but it does kind of cross over with Tokyo Babylon, but I think you could read it on its own. Tsubasa, if you want to read Tsubasa, I would suggest you read as much Clamp as possible just to get more enjoyment out of it, because there are a lot of like alternate characters, and it makes it more fun, because otherwise that story is not that great without the crossover characters, in my opinion. But yeah, sorry, I misread your comment and now I feel like a jerk. But yeah. But yeah, you don't have to read them all in order, but I do think that it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Okay, let's see. I haven't. See, okay. See, y'all out here calling me out on my hyperbole. Let me be hyperbolic. Anyway, Tokyo Babylon, I enjoy. We're getting close to the end, y'all. We're getting close. Next up is Holic Ray. This is the follow-up to Holic. We already know. I love to see it. I cried. I recently read this and I cried. I will say that if you love Holic, and you haven't read Tsubasa, maybe go ahead and read Tsubasa, especially like the end of Tsubasa, because you get some clarification about things that happen in the original Holic. And then make sure that you follow up and read Holic Ray and also World Chronicle, Tsubasa World Chronicle, because you get more Holic related stuff. Okay. Holic Ray, I need this to continue. I need it. Okay. I need it. Which brings us to, I didn't mean to scratch my microphone. There's some ASMR for y'all. So, y'all already know. Holic. This is the best thing that Clamp has ever written, ever. Hands down. Fight me. I won't be able to win with words because I am terrible at debating, but I got hands. If you want to fight me, I got hands, okay? Holic is amazing. Part of that is nostalgia. Holic was my first, it was my introduction into Clamp. But there's something about this that gives it's such a, I hate to use the word classic, but there's something about, like, I can reread this over and over and I can find something different each time. Depending on where I am in my life, certain situations hit differently. Like, it is just so good. And you know, the art style, that, because everyone, a lot of people don't really like the sort of like the really long, lanky characters, but I feel like it works in Holic. Because Holic does something, like the story of Holic is very mysterious and it feels dreamlike, and so the characters also look very dreamlike and ethereal, and oh my gosh, I love it. Yes, they're very stylized and it works in this. Oh, did I miss something? Yeah, I have not read Clear Card yet. That's the only one that I haven't read because I haven't finished CCS yet. I'm on the final omnibus for that, and then I will start Clear Card. But I haven't seen the end. I'll have to check it out. I will definitely. I mean, they're kind of yaoi handish, aren't they? A little bit. I don't know. Yeah, listen, Holic is the way I feel about Holic, the way I feel about Oku. I stan. I love it so much, and I've reread this several times, and I never dislike it. Like, so far, I haven't come across anything in here that hasn't aged well. Because, you know, sometimes you'll read a series from a certain time period and you're like, this joke didn't age well, or this didn't age well. So far, I have not come across anything that just feels like it didn't age well. I feel comfortable recommending this to people now in 2020 without having to say, just so you know, it's a product of its time. Like, I can't think of any inappropriate, like, I need to reread it again just to like refresh, but I love Holic so much. I could seriously go on and on and on about this. If they ever release a collector's edition of this, you can bet I will give them coins. I love it. So that's it. That's all the Clamp stuff. These are my thoughts on the rankings of all the Clamp. Where did I get my manga? So a lot of my manga has come from various places. So um Holic, for example, because I started collecting Holic back in 2007, 2000 something like that. Um So back then I was buying it from like Walden Books, Borders. But then later on I had to get the omnibuses from Amazon. Um, I've a lot of my manga has come from Borders back in the day, and I just had it for a long time. I do shop at Right Stuff occasionally. I know sometimes they can be hit or miss. Amazon, although Amazon, I already know they're not a great company to support. Local bookshops is my preference. I definitely, when I don't have one here in my town, but when I'm traveling to places that I practically call home, like when I go to visit my family in Boulder, I have a shop there that I like to go to. So I would say, oh, I recently started buying books from, I think it's called bookshop.com. I can't remember, but definitely go. I think it could be helpful if you go to like a publisher's website. So like if it's Viz Media, Kodansha, Seven Seas, whatever, and you just go to their websites, and then usually it'll tell, like when you go to the series that you're interested in, it should tell you like a list of places where you can buy it. I would say go that route. So if you see a series that you're curious about, look at the publisher and then go to their website and see where they recommend you buy it from. So, yeah, that same. The only thing I dislike about Holic is that Ray is in hiatus. And to answer this question, yes, I did. I mentioned it. Freaking, I cried. I love it. Um, yes, RIP Borders. I have so many good memories. I actually was looking at some old pictures on my Facebook from like 2008, and me and my two of my best friends, we were obsessed with Twilight, and we have pictures of us at a midnight release party, and we were wearing t-shirts that say, "Do I dazzle you?" Mind you, in 2008, we were definitely in our early 20s. We were definitely adults. You used to work there? I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Um, yes, yes. Listen, I could go on and on, uh, especially because a lot of the situations that that Yuko and Watanuki deal with are cases where it is like their little obsessions and things like that. It's just it's, oh gosh, it's so good. Yeah, like mine would be, actually mine could be a lot of things. Yeah, mine could be a lot of things. We're not gonna list. Um oh, that's so cute. I always wanted to work. I always wanted to work at Borders, but I never got a chance. I'm so sad. Um, but yeah, y'all, that's it. And I managed to get this done in 2 hours. Look at me, look at us, look at us getting through here. Um, oh, listen, I was such a Twilight. I don't own the books anymore. Um, that's a whole thing. So back also in 2008, me and those same friends, we went to Colorado to a Stephanie Meyer book signing, and um, I got some books signed. But then I'm stupid and let some other friends borrow those books. It's been over a decade, and I have not received those books back. And I probably will not get them back. And I'm very sad about it. I don't even want to reread them. I mean, it's signed, but whatever. So sad. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. I'm fixing to wind down though because it is, what time is it? It's almost 7, and I'm hungry. I don't know what my kids are doing right now. I have the door closed. So the house could literally be burning down out there. I don't even know. Oh my gosh, go to bed. Good night. And Morocco, oh my gosh. Thank you for being here, but go to sleep. Go to sleep. And yes, all of those. So many, Dylan. Um, but yeah, no, I had a lot of fun doing this. Y'all let me know if honestly, like, I feel like this was a pretty good clamp centered video. If y'all just really want me to reread any of these and do a more in-depth review, let me know. But otherwise, like, I'm satisfied with this. I'm satisfied with just getting my initial thoughts out about these without having to, think too critically. Not that critical reading or reading critically is a bad thing. It is not. It is it's a necessity if you're wanting to actually review things. But I don't know if I need to really just review things. I just wanted to talk to y'all, and I know that a lot of y'all also read clamp, so this was fun. Side note, I really enjoy this a lot, and I actually want to do something like this more often. Like, I really want to make these lives more like a book club, and not just, Thirsty Thursday stuff. But yeah. Thank you so much. Love you too. Bye. You always drag and troll me. All my friends be dragging me and I just laugh. Love brick. I will. I'm going to go over there and do that for sure. So I think that would be fun. That would be really fun. I could make, if any of y'all like to read Fumi Yoshinaga, I could do that. I'm trying to think. Oh, a Junji Ito one would be really, I'm spitting. A Junji Ito one would be really fun. I do have a lot of his works, and I haven't read all of them yet. I do plan to. So that could be a thing. If y'all want to do like a Junji Ito book club live at some point when I'm done reading them. So next year, 2 years from now. But yeah, I definitely think that I want to make this into more of, I want to make this channel more into like a book club channel, because I like talking to y'all. And sometimes sitting down and in front of a camera and just like recording and editing, I feel like it's not as fulfilling because it's just me talking. But this way I can actually talk to y'all and I can see your comments and stuff. So I want to do this. I want to do things like this more often. So yeah, I think we should do a Junji Ito one. So maybe I'll start. Okay. So if we're going to do Junji Ito, would y'all want me to do, like a ranking, or would y'all just want me to say, hey, okay, this month I'm reading, like you were saying here, would y'all want me to just say like, hey, this month I'm reading this, and then we can join in and have a discussion? Was that what y'all would want to do? Instead of doing the ranking, I'll just say, hey, I'm fixing to sit down and read this. So y'all read this too, and then we can talk about it. How about that? I think that would be fun. And it doesn't have to be, because I do the Thirsty. Okay, y'all seem to like that. Y'all know I do Thirsty Thursday, the Thirsty Thursday live book club live with Dylan and Shay and Natalie. But not everyone reads Thirsty Thursday stuff. So this could be fun. Okay, and a ranking at the end. Okay, yeah, I could do. Yeah. We could do that. So I could do, yeah. And that would give me more content. So we could read it, and then by the time we're done, then I could rank it. I like that idea. Y'all. Listen, look at y'all. Look at y'all. Yes. Yeah, we could do Junji Ito next. We can read some Junji Ito. Bye. Thank you for being here. I'll let y'all know when it happens. Um, like a ranking of different manga you read in the month. Oh, that could be a good idea too. I mean, honestly, if I'm just coming on here and talking to y'all about manga, that makes me happy. So we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. I'll put some polls and stuff in the community tab. I really have been enjoying the community tab lately, if y'all haven't noticed. So I would I would probably do it. I would put it in the community tab and also on Twitter. So you don't have to follow me on Twitter, but if you only follow me here on YouTube, make sure you have, I guess, notifications on. I hate telling people that because I don't have. Listen, listen. I do not have notifications turned on my phone for anyone. There are people that I love. I don't have that notification bell clicked. I sure don't because I don't want notifications on my phone. I don't have notifications on for my Twitter, for my Instagram, nothing. I don't like notifications. So I can't sit here and tell y'all to turn on the notifications. But just check the community tab, every once in a while or follow me on Twitter. Okay? That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'll announce it in the community tab and on Twitter. Also, probably on Instagram. Maybe. I don't be getting on there like I should be. So, yeah. Did we? Oh, listen, stop. Stop. Oh, see, listen, Tomie is the one that I have read, and I love I love Tomie so much. I I love it. Listen. I don't. The notification, it annoys me. I don't want it. I don't want that stuff popped up on my phone. I am a terrible, like, listen, this is why I say that I am not a YouTuber because I'm just a person who uses YouTube as a place to like to talk at y'all, but like I don't how can I ask people to subscribe and turn on notifications when I be watching people's videos all the time without subscribing and and I don't have notifications turned on for nobody. Like I can't be fake, man. I mean that's fair. That is fair, and I do appreciate it. But also, I wouldn't have been mad if you couldn't have made it. Now, I wouldn't. My feelings would have been hurt if like no one showed up. I would have been embarrassed. But but yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Tomia is a complete trip, and I love to see it. Like I loved Tomie. I loved it. I laughed so hard. Probably when I wasn't supposed to laugh. I found it hilarious in the best way. I freaking loved it. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, stop. Stop. Now I have to go. Y'all are freaking me out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, yay. I'm glad that you didn't burn your. Listen, I'm serious. Don't be burning your kitchen. Is there. See, I got scared. I thought my door was opening. Y'all. Anyway, okay. I'm ready to go now. It's been 2 hours. I love and appreciate y'all. I really do. I don't say that lightly. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my God, I love y'all so much. But really, I'm lying. I'm not lying. I really do. I appreciate y'all a lot. I would like to go and finish my wine now, have some food. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go do the things because I don't do anything. I'm definitely going to. Someone else mentioned that. I'm going to do that because I think that would be very interesting. I'm going to look into that. And yes, this is going to be fun. I will let y'all know. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm so glad you enjoyed this. Y'all are awesome. I love y'all. Sit down and read your manga. Bye. Bye.